Going on Facebook. I decided I'm gonna come back out on the balcony and yell from the balcony. I don't know though, because it's kind of chilly and cold out here, so I'm gonna make it real quick and run back inside. Okay, so here we go. Hello! West Alameda! It's after 7 o'clock. It's time to give a shout out and thank you to all the frontline and the essential workers, to the doctors, the nurses, the longshoremen, first responders, farm workers, the bus drivers, the truck drivers, those who work in the stores, the restaurants, the hotels, the teachers, counselors, the parents. So please, if you hear my voice, would you clap your hands, honk your horns, shout, make some noise? Yeah, thank you, frontline workers. Yeah. Ooh, y'all, it's cold out here. I'm going back inside. This is why I stopped coming outside on the balcony. Ooh, it's cold. All right. So, it's cold out there. Anyway, it's cold. Today is 335. It's the first day of March 1st, 2021, as of 6:30 p.m. Coronavirus, the victims of coronavirus around the world was 2,552,311. Here in the United States, 527,226. That's according to what's on YouTube under coronavirus pandemic. As always, I want to ask everybody to say a prayer, or at least if you're not into prayers, to keep in your thoughts all those who have died from coronavirus all over the world, and to keep in your thoughts and in your prayers people who have tested positive for COVID-19, people who are in the hospital or who are like quarantined, self-quarantine, and just and there's people who who've gone to the hospital who are having illness and physical illness, mental breakdowns, emotional, spiritual issues, whatever kind of things. People are going through a lot of things right now, and so that's I'm asking all of you to pray for them, and ask you to pray for me and mine, and let you know that I'm praying for you and yours. So today I'm still on that qualified immunity, and the title that I have is Qualified Immunity, or is it actually police impunity? I haven't changed this. I think I've had the same definition on here for the last few days. But I'll read it to you again, because I know that it might be kind of small handwriting. That's my handwriting. What is impunity? Now, I added police to impunity, but impunity by itself, according to Wikipedia, is, and this is under the International Law of Human Rights, it is the exemption from punishment or the loss or escape from fines, exemption. They're exempt. They don't get punished. They don't lose any loss of pay. They escape from having to pay fines. So that's what exemption is. And again, according to the International Law of Human Rights, this refers to the failure to bring perpetrators of human rights violations to justice, and as such, itself, it constitutes a denial of the victim's right to justice and redress. You know, we talked about Rekia Young yesterday, or at least, I talked about Rekia Young yesterday. And Rekia Young was a 28-year-old young black woman with her nephew, who was 15 years old, and her 2-year-old son in the back seat in the car seat. And there was a protest going on behind this person here, Walter Wallace Jr. She had no idea that she was driving right into a protest. She took a wrong turn and ended up being right in the middle of a riot. And the people were throwing rocks and bottles at the police, and the cops were chasing them, and they were running towards the car, and the cops were running towards the car chasing the protesters. So she tried to turn around. It's kind of hard to turn around when the cops are coming right at you and the people are right behind you. And I'm sure she was scared she was going to hit somebody. So she was trying to, get out of there as best she could. She's got her child with her, and she's got her nephew. She didn't get a chance to get out of there. And if you saw the video from yesterday, and you can look at the video on YouTube, just look for Rekia Young, and you'll see how the police smashed her car, dragged her out of the car, beat her up. And I'm there, Philadelphia has to have some black cops. And I'm sitting there like watching this, is like all these black cops, and nobody can say to the white cops, hey, what did she do? Stop beating on her. She's not resisting. What is she doing? Did she try to run us over or what? I don't know. But, you've already got her doomed. But that didn't happen. And then they took her son out the car, and the Fraternal Order of Police, which is the largest police union in the United States, posted how they found this little black child wandering around barefoot, and they saved this little black child in the midst of a riot. But that's not what happened. They actually snatched this little boy, Rekia Young's son, out the car and took the mother to jail. Walter Wallace Jr. is the person who was killed by Philadelphia police.
It's 7:20 p.m.
That's my timer. Let me know how long I've been on here. So Walter Wallace Jr. was killed by Philadelphia police. Now, Walter Wallace Jr. was another one of those people who had a mental breakdown. And his family called the police. And they were trying to get help for their son. And remember the story about Francisco Serna? He had Alzheimer's. He was killed by the police. Kwang Chong Kao, he was drunk. He was killed by the police. Both of them were killed right in front of their homes. Elijah McClain, Patrick Warren Sr., okay, 53 years old. He was a pastor, and he was having a mental breakdown. They killed him. So Walter Wallace Jr. had a knife in his hand when he was coming at the police, and they shot him. So, he had a knife. What can I say? But the man, okay. I wish he hadn't got shot, but I wish they would have had somebody come out and try to deal with him. His parents was trying to get help for their son because he was having a mental breakdown. But they did. But the other thing I want you to look at is, y'all remember Y'all remember January 6th? All the all the right wingers, the Confederates, the Trump supporters, all of them, how they invaded the Capitol and all that stuff. And then on YouTube, this is the thing that I see on YouTube. Looters ransack businesses. Looting in Philly. Looters strike again. Looting in Philadelphia. Looters hit small businesses. Trump says looting violent protests has to stop. Looting and vandalism break out after fatal police shooting. Walter Wallace death, 30 Philadelphia cops hurt. 30 Philadelphia cops hurt. Biden says no excuse for looting. Protests over police shooting escalates. Second night of unrest after killing. Philadelphia deals with third night. I guess what I'm trying to say here is they're concentrating on the fact that black folks was out there looting, black folks was out there involved in a riot and all this other kind of stuff. And, you know, the whole thing with Rakia Young, they lied about her. The cops didn't have no problem. They didn't have no problem sitting up here attacking Rakia Young. They had like at least 15, 20 cops attacking her in that video. And yet and they were in fear of their life, that's why they attacked her. But yet when they were being attacked by all those Confederates and the Trump supporters and the Republican and the Proud Boys and the QAnons, they didn't shoot nobody. They didn't do all the stuff they're doing over here. So I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying, it's like I keep going back to what George Brown said. Don't shoot us like you don't shoot them. And I say the same thing is, if you ain't gonna shoot them, don't shoot us. If you gonna shoot us, shoot them. You know, whatever you do to us, do to them. Whatever you do to them or don't do to them, we want the same kind of treatment. That's all, you know. But anyway, back to qualified immunity. The police get away with it because they have no consequences. There are no consequences. We have to get rid of qualified immunity. Because in actuality, qualified immunity is just simply another word for police impunity. Impunity is they don't have consequences. They get away with everything. That's where I'm coming from, you know. I went out today. And then my friend Ella, she came over and she helped me on my balcony, clean up my balcony and rearrange my plants, transplanted plants. She did an awesome job. I couldn't have done nothing without her. That's one of them women that know what she doing when it comes to plants. Me, I don't know nothing about the plants, but hey, thank you, Ella. Just sitting up here saying right up. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to leave it all at that. Walter Wallace Jr., he was killed by the Philadelphia police October 26, 2020. Evidently, he had a knife in his hand when he came at the police, and they shot him. So I can't say nothing about it. You got a knife in your hand, you coming at the police. I guess that's what the police got to do. I mean, should they have tased him? To me. Should they have shot him in the leg, in the arm? To me. But I'm not a cop. And I don't think like they do. So obviously I'm thinking from a different perspective or whatever. I have a different opinion about it. To be honest, I also have an opinion that if you do have a weapon in your hand and you coming at the police, I do have an opinion that, you know, I guess the cops would be justified to shoot you. It's never justified when you don't have a weapon in your hand. And I'm talking about when there's really no weapon. Walter Scott was shot in the back and the cop sat up here and planted a taser gun and said that he had stole his taser gun. That's why he shot him in the back. Okay, Philando Castile, he had a license, a permit to carry a gun, told the police he had a gun. Police say he wanted to see his ID, and he went to show him his ID, and he shot him down. Hey, what's up, nephew? How you doing? I love you too, nephew. Princeton King. But, allegedly having a weapon, trying to show your ID, running from the police, selling cigarettes in New York City. You ain't got no weapon, having a cop kneel on your neck for 8 minutes and 45 seconds because allegedly you was passing a counterfeit bill. Those are not good reasons to kill anybody. Honestly, Walter Wallace Jr. was in need of help. He had a mental breakdown, and his family called the police asking for help. But I don't know. I don't know if I want anybody to call the police for me if I'm in that situation. I don't know. But anyway, y'all, please wear a mask, stay safe, stay strong. Hey, I'm going to go get my shot tomorrow, y'all. I'm going to get my shot tomorrow. I'm going to tell you about my shot. Okay, I'll let y'all know. I'm getting my first shot tomorrow, and then I guess they'll make me an appointment for another day for another shot. Okay, so mabuhay, amandla, hokahe, namaste, que viva, harambe, shalom, assalamu alaikum, walaikum assalam, Wakanda forever, all that good stuff, y'all. Please be safe. Take care of yourselves out there. It's hard out here. Ooh, don't look at my hair. I did get a haircut, but my hair is just a mess. It's a mess. Y'all, please be safe because every day somebody is gone. Every day, as an AC Chandler retiree, I find out that another retiree has passed away. And some of them because of coronavirus, and other people just because it's their time. And there are people who pass away not even retired. And people,